Rodriguez. Welcome back. We are back live for the 2020 WCVNEA Championships here in the Cambridge Hotel, Red Deer, Alberta. We have JJ's Boys versus Cash Money doing battle. I did miss the break, but this is still games number 1 and 2. No score as of yet. Kind of a special little treat for all of our Q Sports Live regular viewers. You'll recognize one of the names when he plays. We have Ryan Pittman's team. That is Cash Money. So I will do my absolute best. I don't know the names of really anybody on either team, with exception to Ryan Pittman. So I'll certainly do my best to kind of keep everything under control. It is a team play event, open intermediate division. It is a 20-game format. I will do my absolute level best to keep track of the scores, make sure they're accurate as what I can be, and to keep the game count as accurate as I can as well. So I can't quite tell whether the 5 passes the 15 ball. If not, the 1 will certainly pass into the bottom side pocket here. But I don't know whether it's really going to help. You may have to kind of punch this over for the 5 in the opposing side. I don't think the 5 will pass the 3 into that top right-hand corner. Obviously it does, being as that's the way that it was played out. And I'm just looking live. The 3 does not pass the 10 into the bottom right-hand corner. So he may have to swing at this. Goes underneath. It still works. Cut that up into the top left-hand corner. Couple of rails around. Going to have to be kind of put a stroke on this. A little bit of bottom right hand. Try to go 3, maybe 4 rails out for the 8 ball into the bottom side pocket there. It really is, David. I like it. It just, when you're trying to do it by yourself and pay attention to comments on YouTube, comments on Facebook, keep track of the score as well as the game count and who's playing what and assign the score in the right spot, sometimes gets a little bit challenging. I joined in on the last broadcast, maybe a touch late, and still had a little bit of sleepy brain going on, so I'll try to wake up a little bit here. I was up till 3:30 this morning. So with that, this table is nothing easy. So if it was me at the table, probably going to take the 15 ball into the bottom side pocket, maybe even brush that off the 8, get the 8 out of the way. That sets me on to the 11. Jay doesn't care if he wins or loses, as long as he looks good doing it. He opts to play the safe. Only issue I have with that is that 3 ball is right over the side pocket, so fairly easy kick. And he looks like he might want to go airtime here. I kind of favor the kick. With that 3 ball, you know, that close to the side pocket, really you just got to touch it. Good morning, Wacy. How are you? You are correct there, David, as well. The Westerns is a tournament of attrition. Only the strong survive. It is very true. They are long days. Lots of pool. Still tons to go. This will be the longest stream day that we have. We're going to finish things off tomorrow. So may have to put a little bit of right-hand spin on this cue ball. Gets the hit. Does not end in the spot that he wanted. Stay off that side rail, however, or top rail. However, it is fairly close to a pocket, so it is cuttable should he gain another shot at the table. Yeah, you could do it that way too. Go above the 11 with some right hand correction juice.
Do you happen to know if the two score sheet?
I'm live. Hold on for me 1 second here, guys. Sorry about that. Had somebody confusing me with the tournament director. If you are in the venue, when you see Q Sports Live and we're broadcasting, we do not get to make any calls based on score sheets, based on rules, or anything like that. That you'll have to go to the tournament control desk for. Grueling would be an understatement indeed. And of course, and as always, guys, if you are just tuning in, you know what to do. Help me out, hit that share button. I am Lone Wolf on the mic. Both Ben and Ryan are playing in the team event. I am not. Therefore, I get to spend my days on the mic entertaining y'all. So I will do my best to maintain. So if you do have any questions, feel free to ask away. I will do my best to answer any questions that you may have. If I don't know the answer, I'll either find out or make up a really good answer for you. So I'm actually going to, well, I'll just hold off. I want to see what happens here with this shot. Nice little kick, puts it in. Unfortunately goes on the wrong side of the 8-ball. Was a really nice shot, just overhit with the power a little bit. So we'll see what he does with the 8-ball, whether he tries to shave that in. I think it is cuttable. It looks to be enough away from that that edge of the pocket where he can cut that in. Just watch the 2-rail side scratch on this shot. And hits it perfect. It is a 10-4 win for cash money. Sorry, a 10-3 win for cash money. That will bring up rack number 3. And we'll jump over for the regular Q Sports Live viewers. The opponent to who you're watching on the stream right now is the one and only Mr. Ryan Pittman. It is his inaugural debut on Q Sports Live, playing in it. You may have heard him. He was a guest commentator on the Mark Map Attack 580 and under tournament. Would have made that with authority. Sometimes you need to make things with a little bit of authority. And there he is, Mr. Ryan Pittman. Very, very long time Q Sports Live supporter, follower, viewer. And I don't know how he got through the 13-1, 15-2, 10. But it's like that cue ball had eyes. And it's a scratch. Albino down the subway. What's going on, Nathan? For whatever reason, my comments are not loading on YouTube, so I'm going to reload those.
Amber Haggerty, could you try and find your way to the control booth, please? Amber Haggerty to the control booth.
So ball in hand, shooting high ball, the 10-13. Little bit of a challenge here. So do you try it right now, chip off the side of 13, create some separation between the 13-10 and play safe? 4 ball sitting in the pocket.
Travis Overveld, your team's waiting for you. You're not at your campus.
For whatever reason, I can't seem to get my my comments to open up on YouTube. I apologize, guys. I'll get that figured out. So tough little out here for Ryan. He's got to worry about the 2 ball. That's being hampered by 13-12, I think it is. Could be 13-10. I don't think the 1 passes the 8 ball into that bottom left-hand corner. I like what he's doing. Trying to figure out where the options are. Does the 6 pass the 8 to the bottom left? Take the 4 ball, set for 6. 6 past the 8, roll up for the 1 to the side with angle for the breakout. A little bit risky leaving the breakout on the 4 ball till last, but I'm not sure that he has much of an option. Well, he's got nice angle on the 6 ball. Nice little straightforward shot, provided, of course, it goes past the 8 ball. I don't think he would have played it if it didn't. And that's exactly what he's looking at. Needs the angle on the 1 to break the 2. And more or less a hit and a hope on that 1 ball. But then it does, if you miss in this instance, it does put a little bit of the pressure back onto your opponent. Didn't want the cue ball to end there. That 8 ball is going to hamper him a little bit. And I do believe he's even straight in on this 1 ball, so he didn't quite get the angle he wanted. And now shooting over the top of the 8 ball. Just adds a little bit of pressure on making the shot, so he elects to play the safe instead. Very well done. Really nicely executed. And that kind of puts the pressure back onto your opponent, where they've either got to, play a really good lock-up safe or try and make the run out. Yeah, best to miss this for sure. Speaking of that shot. Well, he has left the 2 open for the lower side pocket. But now it's a case of what do you do with the 1 ball? Does the 1 play off the rail off the 8? He could certainly get shape on that. If he pots the 2 ball into this bottom side pocket up off the right-hand top rail and back down table, if he hits that angle correctly, the 1 off the 8 into the corner. The question is, does that kick that 8 too straight on to go into that top left-hand corner. Can you power it enough to get back down table for the one to the top right? Depending on the angle, can you play that into the side? Do you just play safe behind the 8 ball? All right, okay, so now the 1 goes. The 2 will also, I believe, pass the 12 ball. That puts the pressure back onto the opponent. He's shooting kind of out of the pocket, so a little bit of a hampered bridge. I don't think he's going to try to cut the 12. Kind of has to start with the 13 ball here. Nicely done. And a couple of different options. You can take that 12 ball right now, or you can try to take the 11 into the side pocket. And a couple of ways you can play that too. You can draw off of that for the 15 into the same pocket, or just roll forward for the 15 or 14 into the lower right-hand corner. And kind of betwixt and between. He's a little bit on the 50-yard line between the 14-15. So I think if I'm at the table, I'm actually going to shoot the 14 ball, a little bit of draw, avoid the side pocket, set up nice for the 15 into the top right-hand corner, which will then lead me to the 12. He's going to do it the other way. 14 down to the bottom corner. Might take it into the side. That is also an option. Just got to watch your cue ball here. Don't want to get stuck behind the 2 ball. Could also take that 12 right now. Just make shaping the 8 a little more challenging off of that 12 ball. Hits it good, and really, really good angle. Nice little touch draw. We'll put him onto the 8 here nicely. Just like that. And a 10-5 win for JJ's boys. Puts them 13-15. That will bring out game number 4. And we'll jump over. I'm going to actually run a quick little ad here first for Jam Up Apparel. If you haven't been there, guys, www.jamupapparel.com. Really, really, really well done gear. Designs are incredible. If you're going down for any of the team events, be it in APA, BCA, VNEA, any of those team events, even your state championships, so on and so forth, make sure you go check them out. www.jamupapparel.com. One of the waitresses just leaned up against the wall and turned the lights off to half the room. She got all embarrassed and walked away. Depends on the level that you play at. So the Open Intermediate Division is a 20-game format. So it's still a 5-man team, just a 20-game format. I believe the Advanced and Masters are both a 25-game format. Jam Up Apparel's top quality and nice stuff. Indeed it is. And I'm going to bring something up a little bit later when it comes to Jam Up Apparel. I've got a little bit of a special program that they've put out. Give me 1 sec here, guys. Sorry about that, guys. So the next match following this one will be back up into the Masters. Nigel just came and informed me as to what the next stream event will be. It is going to be the team's Masters. That'll be on at 2 o'clock. And as I was saying before, I'll bring up a little program that's put out by Jam Up Apparel. Kind of close to my heart, so hopefully you guys will adopt that as well, involving the juniors. Really nice smooth stroke there. Although is he working himself into Nowheresville with that 12-13 being where they are. That 3 ball is not doing him any favors being in the position that it's in. And I can't tell if he's definitely got the angle, but can he get behind that 1 ball enough to break into the 13-12? Going into the top right-hand corner as you look at the table off the end rail and back up. Now, can he get in on the 5 ball, 3 ball? Should be able to get some angle to make that 5 ball. If you take the 3 ball bottom right-hand corner, nice little roll up, give yourself some angle on the 5 ball. And really, that's about the toughest ball on the table. Maybe the 1 ball. It's only got a couple of pocket choices. You are correct, David. And that's certainly no slight on, the player's skills and abilities and so on and so forth. That is not how it is. Oh, no. Drew into the 13. I think he's still okay with the 7 being where it is, but that was a touch risky. Yeah, Paul, I love to see that. When we were in Niagara Falls 2 years ago, and that was for the CPA APA border battle, and 5 is now going to be a little bit tricky. I don't know if he's leaving that till the end because it's tougher, but generally speaking, you want to get down and on that 5 ball right away because it doesn't pass 10 the other way. It's got to go into that top right-hand corner. But anyway, 2 years ago at in Niagara Falls for the CPA APA border battle, there was a couple there that had been playing pool for I don't remember how many years, 70 years or something. It was insane. They were 92 and 94 and still playing pool, and they could play. It was amazing to see. That's still in the archive, so if you are new to Q Sports Live, number 1, welcome to it. Number 2, on our Facebook as well as YouTube page, you have I don't know how many thousands of different streams that you can go back and watch in the archives. Of course, all of those are free to view. But that's certainly one of them. We met Florian Kohler during that same event. So to see 92 and 94 years old still holding a cue and running racks was something special. 2 rails back and forth for shape. Oh, chicken winged a little bit. But I love to see it. I love to see stuff like that. And that again it's a testament to kind of what we get access to as Q Sports Live. We get to kind of travel around, see some really unique individuals, meet some pretty amazing people. It's definitely one of the aspects of being a commentator at Q Sports Live that I'm a fan of. Anybody that knows me knows I can chat with the best of them. I can have conversations about virtually anything. I do have a little bit of the gift of the gab, which I guess when it comes to commentating is probably a good thing. Nice breakout, however, gets a little bit unfortunate. So the temptation here is just to chip the 5 ball and go up top. I would suggest not chipping it, but running full into it. And didn't quite get there. He was trying to chip. And the reason I say you're better off going full into it, even if the 5 connects with the 13 and kind of separates that a little bit, you're much better off going into that than chipping, because the safe back to you, you're not going to like your next shot. Our league in Edmonton has several 90-year-olds playing still. I love it. I absolutely love hearing stuff like that. So ball in hand, gave himself some nice angle. Although it's really, really decision time here. Do you try to cut to the top left and off the 5 ball? I try to avoid rubbing off a ball if I can absolutely get away with it. Tries to bank and leaves it pretty decent. There's some work to do. JJ's boys on the other table rakes a really nice shot on the 3 to get himself on the 8 ball. Does it catch a rail? So he's sitting himself good on the 8 ball on the other table. I'm sorry we don't have the split screen available. 33-24. Holy Hannah, I missed a few games. For
33 for them.
I missed a few. There is the updated score. Appreciate that, Ryan. Keeping me on the ball. Nice little touch draw shot. Set himself up nicely for the corner. And this will be a 10-6 win. Ooh, wiped its feet. But in she goes. 10-6 win. That'll make them 39-34. They're keeping it close. And I believe that is games 5 and 6 because I missed the game. And we'll jump back over to the game in progress. Just in time to see the 8 ball drop. And it's a 10-6 win back the other way. Trading blows. And while they're both racking, we'll put up our viewer advantage. It is our viewer advantage, guys, running throughout the event. This draw will be done tomorrow. It is for $700 Canadian shopping spree. That can be spent to any one of the Q Sports Live sponsors, from Jacoby Custom Cues, Jam Up Apparel, Thumper Jump Break Cues, Brutal Game Gear, or JB Cases. If you want in it to win it, qsportslive@gmail.com if you're in Canada. If you want in to win and you're outside of Canada, send a message to the Q Sports Live page, and I will get back to you with exactly how you can get in it to win it. And of course, we will do that draw live on the stream for you at the conclusion of the event at some point tomorrow. But you gotta be in it to win it. Mr. Ryan Pittman with the break. He is from Cash Money. Comes up dry. And there is some work to do. Although I'm going to favor the low ball here. I'm probably going to start with the 1 ball. I may even float up. So 1 ball into the 4. I may draw off the 4 ball back for the 7. Then the 2, 5, 3, 6, 8. Does 8 to 4 mean anything to you? 8 to 4 in VNEA is not a possible score. And he did exactly that. Maybe floated a touch far, but that will still work. Oh, James. Uh-huh. I see where you went with that. We're friends off, buddy. Cash Money has 5 less points than showing. That could very well be. I will trust you guys. My brain is still half asleep, so I can change that. And we'll check as we move and progress through.
Sold by the lovely Lauren, who picked 69 tickets to sell. Not 70, not 68, 69. Name's Lauren.
All good. Oilers only got 4-2. Yeah, wow. 8 to 4. It's a high-scoring game. I'm assuming it was somewhat close in perhaps the end of the third period with a pulled goalie with maybe the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Congratulations, John. Come to Avo Game Room to pick up your ticket. And we have another draw from Avo Game Room. The yellow tickets.
So Ryan Pittman at the table. He is playing for Cash Money. Any of our regular Q Sports Live viewers are familiar with Ryan Pittman, a long time supporter of Q Sports Live. And it looks like he does have nice angle. He can pop into that 6 ball, create some separation between the 6-10. Hopefully into it hard enough to go create that separation, but get the 6 ball again out of the way of the 13 ball. Oof, powers it in. Tries to power it in. You'd like to compliment Ryan Pittman on his nice looking shirt. Hey Chuck, you're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. North Dakota in the house. And with that miss from Ryan, it does leave the table fairly open. The only real trouble on the table is the 4 ball. However, he can kind of take care of business right here because the 3 will pass the 13 to the bottom right-hand corner. But very typical where the cue ball, if you're not careful, can tend to slide and go down a little bit farther than what you want on these side cuts. Kind of like that. 10 ball becomes a little bit of a beach ball. Not sure he can see the 4 ball. He is in on the 5 ball. But I guess we're going to see. I know it'll be tight. It'll be close. must have it. Oh, he had a lot of that. He even undercut it. So Ryan sitting in full control of this table. 11 ball is the shot I would be taking. 11 off the cue ball off the side rail, create the separation between the 9-12. Watching from Grassroots in Leduc. Thank you for tuning in, Warren. And good morning, Chris. Although it is not Ben, it is Grant on the mic. Oh, the rattle out. But he left it in a good spot, good position. And Chris Wade, how come you're screaming and you're typing? Morning, Ben! Yeah, I didn't think so either, David. I didn't think he could see that ball at all, actually, but he proved me wrong. It is certainly one of the challenges that we have in viewing this in the same view that you're seeing it in. Sometimes you just can't quite seem to see all those angles perfectly. No, for some reason, and Ben and I can't figure it out, but for some reason, Ben and I get confused on the mic quite often. Because I know I can tell myself apart from Ben. That's a really nicely played safety from Ryan Pittman. Oh, dude, no worries, Chris. Just don't scream at me in the morning. Sheesh. You were type screaming. Although maybe I need that, because I do need to wake up a little bit. I was up till 3:30 this morning and then woke up and definitely had to go grab a coffee. And which reminds me, guys, if you're coming down to the event and you feel like bringing coffee, I would love you. Once a viewer's been on long enough, you can tell the difference. Yes. I tend to add just a touch of spice and flavor to my commentary. However, Ben's knowledge is just a touch more knowledge than I've got. And nice attempt, tried to go into that 2 ball. Unfortunately, just caught the outside edge of the 9 ball. Thanks, Joe. Same tone, but Ben is deeper. Which is very, very, very odd given the size of me and the size of Ben. Double. I'm actually changed. So I used to be a triple. I am now a 3 sugar 2 cream. And I'm not sure, Neil, what you're meaning. These players are pish. Is overhead cameras a possible option? Yes and no. The issue is in this room, there would be nowhere for us to hang them from. And typically, you do get the lights over the tables. And the wash from those lights tends to drown out any camera that we could use. Yeah, James, it's, well, they're going to be calling a ref. And I didn't see who won that last match on this table. On the other table it's not on, but it was a 10-6 win. Yeah, it's tough. It's something that we're looking at. We're trying to figure out a way to do the overhead cam. And it's also like it's difficult because we're looking for a fisheye lens that's small enough to not be invasive or intrusive in a match, but something that doesn't look like you're warping the picture. And it's a tough thing to accomplish unless you've got broadcast quality cameras that you can actually mount into the ceiling. It's tough. We've certainly looked into it. And our pin master back at work, so I'm going to jump over to the other table while they're waiting for a ref to come around. Pin master David Wilson back at work. If you do want to follow along, guys, with the tournament and see all the brackets, it is available on CompuSport. David Wilson has posted that link if you want to copy that and put that into your browser. That'll take you to where you need to be. Optionally, you can just Google CompuSport.com and look for the WCVNEA. Thank you for checking in, Warren. Georgia in the house. All right, so the ref is here. Let's jump back over to that game. I know I'm now a game behind. I was concentrating too much on comments and I missed one game. I'm going to see if he can find the score for me. Hold on one second. All right, so I just got my score update. JJ's got 6 in the last game. That puts him 55 and 50. So tight match here. So Ryan in complete control of this game, set, match. Although again, right now it's the implied pressure back on Ryan, knowing where that 8-ball is. You got to make them. There is no ducking, there's no hiding. This is the opportune time to kick the door down on this game and take a 10-7 win. Not familiar with VNEA. Is this ball count format? It is ball count format. So for each one of the 7 balls that you have on the table, each one of those are valued at 1 point. The 8-ball valued at 3 points, so a maximum of 10 points for the winner. Your opponent will also get a point for each ball that they have put down. So if Ryan gets out here, sinks these 2 remaining high balls and the 8-ball, it would be a 10-7 win. Now, it is a 20-game format. And as soon as it becomes mathematically impossible for your opponent to catch up, the match would then be declared over. Well, again, I really didn't even look at it to see whether the ref is needed, not needed, what have you. Either which way, whee, wiped its feet, but still went in. And the only thing you got to be careful of here is the scratch. So when I shoot this shot, I'm putting some bottom on it and just draw it up. He elects to play forward and does take the win, 10-7. And they do bring it within a couple of games. Now, I believe that this is racks 8 and 9 because I missed a game. And we're going to jump over to the other table. Yeah, automatic 10 for the winner for sure. And I know that this gentleman at the table is shooting for JJ's boys. And it looked like he was shooting low ball. And you'll have to excuse me, guys, if I do seem a little bit scattered. I am the lone wolf on the mic, trying to keep track of the score on both tables while commentating on the table we're watching, plus keep track of all the comments on Facebook. YouTube is not letting me load comments for whatever reason, so I get a little bit of a break from there, but also keep track of the game count, as well as do some commentary every now and again as well. So a little bit of a challenge, but I'm up for the task. Trouble on the table is definitely the 8 ball. Gets a nice little rub on the 6 ball to set himself up nicely here for the angle required on the 2 to break into the 8. Yes, just call the pocket. How it gets there, it can go off 6 other balls. So long as it goes in the pocket that is declared, it is a good shot. He tries to dig down and get into that 8 ball right there. Not sure if that was the right time, given that it was a tougher breakout on the 8. Typically, I don't like leaving the 8 ball, or any breakout for that matter, to be broken out on the last ball. But I think in that particular spot, he had the chance there to use that 6 to get in good on the 2 ball and give himself a real good shot to go underneath and break out that 8 ball. And let's see if he decides to play safe here. Just a nice little touch on the 8 ball. Tries to bank it, rearranges the furniture a little bit. Can I go back to the other table to watch your son play? Of course. With a request like that? Gotcha. Listen, I don't have a mom anymore, so when a mom requests to watch her son, your wish is my command, my dear. So I apologize to all the other viewers if somebody wanted to watch the other game, but I'm dictated by mom, and I can't go against mom's wishes. Nice little control draw there, and the big trouble. I don't know if the 5 passes the 11 ball. If the 5 passes the 11 to the top left-hand corner, he's actually sitting really good. Might run into the 6 here and put behind the 11, or sorry, the 15. And now the 9 goes in there just to complicate the matters a little bit more. Kind of muddies up the waters. Now in where that 5-7 ball are. You're more than welcome, Cindy. Yes. Unfortunately, my mother passed a few years back, and I don't have a mom, so when moms ask, it's a soft spot. I can't say no. Well, I think the son is this gentleman right here. I will try to accommodate. That's what I would do, Warren. Right? If it's much different if, oh, that's my buddy, I'd like to watch him. Oh, that's my buddy, I want to watch him. Typically, if I'm getting family members on that have tuned in from wherever they are around the world, and they've tuned in to watch specifically their son or daughter play, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'll do everything I can do to accommodate. Especially when moms ask, how do you go against mom? You can't do that. And I missed what happened in that other game, so now I know I'm a game behind again. So just bear with me, guys. It's really, really tough to kind of keep track of absolutely everything. Well, yes and no. The 9, I think, passes the 6 ball. If not, it can go kind of rail rub on the 6. The 11 ball, however, is definitely in a little bit of a bind. Now, here's the shot. You play the 10 into the 6, you make the 6, and you play it safe. That's the shot. Is this a Canadian league? This is a worldwide league. So the VNEA is a worldwide league spanning across Europe, all across North America. Yeah, it's a very large league. This one in particular is a conglomeration of 9 different charter holders from as far east in Canada as Manitoba and as far west as Alberta. So it's a conglomeration of 9 different charters within the VNEA that come together to put on the WCVNEA, which is the Western Canadian Valley National 8-Ball Association Championships. Please explain as we have other point rules in Germany. The winner gets 10 points, the loser only points with a number of, I'm assuming you're meaning pocketed balls. Yes, exactly the same thing. So your winner is a max point score of 10, and his opponent or her opponent would get a value of 1 point for each of the balls that they have down on the table. So the maximum loss is 7. The maximum win is 10. Pretty sure there are teams sanctioned on Thunder Bay. Not for this event. I believe this is why they call it the WCVNEA. There may be teams sanctioned in VNEA in Thunder Bay, but for this particular event, they do call it the Western Canadian Valley National 8-Ball Association Championships, which means from Manitoba to Alberta. And the only reason BC's not included in that is there is no VNEA charter within British Columbia. Stands for Valley National 8-Ball Association. Yep, correct. Only format is 8-ball. No, there is 9-ball in the VNEA as well. And now in full control of this table. And if it's me at the table, I'm definitely going to take the 10 ball. 10 ball, no matter where I end up on the table. I can come up short and have the 9 to the right-hand bottom corner. If I come too far across the table, it'll go into the upper right-hand corner as you look at the table. Plays it on the short side, looking really, really good here. Can't quite tell the angle. He might have to play underneath that 8-ball for 8 into the top left-hand corner. So he obviously had less angle than what I thought he did, so he has now choice. Probably going to see him play it into the side pocket. And this will be a 10-5 win. Just like that. And we'll jump over to the other table. Again, Ryan Pittman on the table here. I have completely lost track. I believe we're on racks 10 and 11. I know I've missed one game. No handicaps for players. It's based on divisions, so it's not a handicap similar to what you would see in like an APA, where a 7 is playing a 5 or a 6 playing a 3, so on and so forth. You're separated into divisions, so any opponent that you come across is going to be within the same realm of skill and ability as to what your talents are. So here it is open intermediate. Then you have the advanced division, and then you have the masters division. Way to go, Mom. Indeed. Congrats. Rooting on your son. Love to see it. And as you root on the son, obviously rooting on the team of Cash Money. And it looks like Ryan is shooting low ball here. 3-ball in, crash into the 5 deuce. Did that exceptionally well. However, did he get snookered by the 12-ball? If he can see the 5-ball, he's looking good. 5-ball up to the top right-hand corner. Nice little touch draw shot for the 2. But of course, that is dependent on the fact that he can see the 5-ball. So I can't see enough to cut it to the corner, so he is going to play it to the side pocket. Watch for that 8-ball, though. It can be big. Did it get him? Can he see enough of that? Is it the 2-ball? No, it's the 4-ball. Sometimes the colors get a little bit muddied. Tough to tell whether it's the 2 or the 4, but it indeed is the 4-ball. Is he jumping or trying to masse? He masses. Very, very, very well attempted. Goes rail first with the left-hand spin on the cue ball. Didn't miss it by much. However, it does bring JJ's boys to the table. And I'm probably going to start with the 11-ball. I know the temptation is to start with the 15-ball, but your bridge is a little bit hampered here. So it's definitely a harder cut on the 11-ball, but you're not bridging over top. Oh, puts it in the heart like it's nothing. Unfortunately, though, got himself behind the 9-ball, so he's limited himself on what his options are. It's 9 to the side pocket. We've got a family member on the other table. Any chances we can switch over? Of course. First, tell me who the family is. Mom was informative. She said it's my son. I think if he takes this 9-ball into that side pocket and just a touch of forward on it, he can put the 11-ball into the bottom left corner as you look at the table and just float up underneath of the 12-13, I think that is. 13 will pass into the top right-hand corner, as will the 12 ball. Tries to power in, and oh no. Albino down the subway. Albino down the subway, ball in hand. And Ryan should be able to make quick work of this. I do believe the 8 ball will pass the 9 to the bottom right-hand corner, also goes to the top right-hand corner, also goes to the top middle. Jason, brother-in-law, and we've got the family watching. Perfect. We'll just watch Ryan make this 8 ball for a 10-3 win. Oh, catches the horn. Sorry, Ryan, I think I gave you the commentator's curse. I don't mind the requests. If I can accommodate it, I certainly will. And at this point, we're kind of flipping back and forth between tables anyway. I don't want to do it too often because it becomes confusing for me as to what game I'm watching, where the points are getting assigned. So I don't want to, do it too often. I'll try to be as accommodating as what I can, though, because we're flipping back and forth anyway. Not sure if this is the family member or not, but if it is, he is definitely in complete control of this table. Only real issues on the table are the 9 and 15. I can't tell from back here as to whether he can get in on those to make them, or whether at some point he's going to have to play a safety here. And I'll tell you what, both of these teams being in the Open Intermediate division, playing some pretty sporty pool. And we'll see whether that 15 in fact does go. Oh, wow, plays a cue ball off the 9 to make that. Very, very well done. I can try that. Oh, no. Misses on that 9 ball. That'll leave his opponent a little bit tough. I will try that. I'll try that on maybe the on the next shutdown. I'll try and stack them on top. I could also do maybe a picture-in-picture. Maybe if I try to do the picture-in-picture, that'll work. We kind of rearrange things. We can do maybe a picture-in-picture. That'll help. Yeah, on the next shutdown, because we do have a Masters match coming up after this one. So if I can get it set up in time, I will certainly attempt to do the picture-in-picture. I think to stack the tables one on top of the other, I don't know if I could do it, not with scoreboards anyway. because the score, well, maybe I could lower it. I don't know. I think that maybe the picture-in-picture is the best alternative at this point. Might lose a little bit of one side or one corner of the table, but I think it would be a big help. Let's everybody watch both tables. Less chance of me missing, because I'm sure I've missed a game or two. But as soon as Ryan Pittman's game is done, I'll see if I can get the score update and the game update. Yeah, that's exactly where I would put it, Gary, is in the top right-hand corner. And this went from a wide open table looking like we had a declared winner to now a safety battle. Oh, I think he might have left it. Valley tables, you can cheat these pockets a lot. If he even needs to cheat. He does not. Draws it out nicely for the 8-ball into the left middle pocket. Or top middle pocket, not left. And that is a 10-5 win for cash money. And we'll jump over to same type of scenario. Went from a fairly wide open table to now a little bit of a safety battle. And I think if I'm Ryan at the table, fairly easy one rail kick. If you can play that at pocket weight speed, there's a chance that the cue ball does freeze up to the 13 ball as well. No, Gary, unfortunately I'm not going to Penticton. Originally I was going to Seattle, then down to Alabama, and then back to Seattle. But I think we're unable to attend in Alabama. So, oh, wow. Really, really nice effort from Ryan there. Does not miss that by much, kind of horns out. Oh. Chunks the 13 into that side rail. Typical with Valley tables, you can certainly cheat and hit a little bit up the side rail, but that was a little too much attempt to get into that side rail. So it'll leave Ryan Pittman here to win this 10-6. Indeed he does. I'd like to watch my son, Reg McCabe. Okay, well, I'm not sure who Reg is, so you're going to have to tell me whether he's on this table or the other table. Because I'm not sure which Reg is, or who Reg is. Ryan is cleaning house. Getting the job done. So a 12-point lead. However, because this is a points-based system, a 12-point spread is not very big. It can evaporate pretty quick, so you want to keep your foot on the gas, keep getting the job done. Every ball counts, so keep your foot on the gas. I'm assuming that Ryan is going to be on, or sorry, who was it? Yeah, Reg. I'm assuming that Reg will be on this table. See, now, mums, I've given away the secret to controlling me. Just be a mom. Controlling for the most part. I will always do my best to facilitate and accommodate, especially with moms. I just don't. Y'all got me. All right, so high ball it is. Really not too many issues. I think the 13 passes the 6 to the side. That'll set him in for the 10. Everything else, maybe the 12 ball. Goes off now, does the 11 pass the 10 ball. 10 now is a little bit of an issue. Terry, how are you? And you're more than welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Good table choice. Cindy says, now I can watch my boy again. Uh-oh. We have the mom of one son and the mom of another son both watching their sons do battle on the table. Yep, I got her now, Val. Thank you. So with 10 ball and 12 ball now being the issue, 13 the only ball to pull shape on either one of those. Does the 12 slip between the 8 and the 6 to the side pocket? This will be a great shot. If he can do this with top, take the 6 out. Oh yeah, great shot. Really well done. 13 up to the top right-hand corner. A little bit of right-hand spin on the cue ball. Back and forth maybe a couple of times. For the 10 down to the bottom left. No, for sure, Warren. I know I can't accommodate everybody, and I mean, you know me well enough by now where typically I don't. But when mom asks, I gotta deliver. Oh, very good. I did not know that. Thank you, Val. All right. Here it is. The one we've been waiting for. Reg at the table and wide open spaces. Every ball has a home. This racket's more a case of control that cue ball. Control the rock. Everything has a home. Play your patterns out. Be sure of your shot. Watch the rub on the 2 here. Very nicely done. Nice controlled weight. Janine Johnson in the house. Speaking of JJ's boys. And I may have tried to stick around for the 2 ball there. Maybe just slow roll that, stick around for the 2 ball. If you can get the 2 ball off the end rail, that would have favored him being in really good position on the 4 and the 6. Somewhat took that one for granted. That was a quick stroke. And you often hear the pace of play. And if you watch the first 4 shots that he took at the table, he had a really nice pace. And on that last shot, he completely rushed it. And that's why you missed it. watching from Kansas. Who's commentating? My name is Grant. I am simply part of the woodwork here at Q Sports Live for yourself and anybody else. I am one of the three amigos who own Q Sports Live. Myself, Ben Francis, Ryan Epp, all being partners in it. Then, of course, we do have Rod Arriagada. He is Q Sports Live Winnipeg. He tuned in yesterday. And Lance Bromeland, Q Sports Live BC. Could you put each match on a separate feed? No. That would require us to have more cameras than what we can possibly afford at this point. And it would also require separate commentators for each one of those feeds. Bob, Grant's the best of the three. I appreciate that. I simply do my job. I'm more than happy to sit, entertain as best as what I can. I still have my off days. I felt a little bit of that this morning. Very, very typical with me. I'm never up until 3 o'clock in the morning. I was last night, just having conversations and so on and so forth. So, great stroke. That's the way you hit that. Put that in with confidence. I love it. Put it in with confidence. Kick the door down on this game. That's what I like to see. Mr. Grant Zemp, the master of the mic. I appreciate that, Scott, for sure. And Mark says, couldn't tell if it was you or Ben. We very often, very, very often, Ben and I get confused. However, we will address it during the next shutdown. I will attempt to do the whole picture-in-picture. That way we get to see both tables on a single feed. Ooh, ultra thin gets it to go. However, he's going to be shooting from downtown Charlie Brown. Back cut on the 8 ball, unless he wants to try to put it in off the rail, off the deuce in the top left-hand corner. Only thing you got to watch in doing that is the scratch. If you're just going to hit that straight up, that scratch is on. It does bring into play that bottom left-hand corner. Yeah, there you go. You can tell when it's Grant on the mic because y'all comes out. And you know where that's from? If you're a longtime viewer of Q Sports Live, I've said it on the stream before as to why I say y'all a lot. But it comes from when I was young. And we used to travel a lot down into the States. And everywhere I went, and I was influenced at a young age by that and hearing y'all. And now I don't even think about it. Nice little jelly rub off the 8 ball. Cuts the 2 in really nicely. Gets a jelly rub on the 8. Sits himself up. And Reg gets the win, 10-7. I'm a little more talkative. Well, I mean, Bob, that's simply the gift of the gab. I can talk with most people about almost anything. I definitely have the gift of the gab. I do use y'all a lot, and I also don't really say A that much, although being Canadian and that's kind of our thing, I don't think I notice when I do say A. There is a mix and a half. Why all about talk, y'all? Well, like I say, I do have the gift of the gab. I do like to add just a touch of flavor to my commentary using voice inflections and so on and so forth. The tempo and pace change. There's times I definitely stammer on my words trying to get my thoughts out. But I do like to add or try to add a little bit of spice to what it is I do. I like to kind of keep people entertained. I don't want to become very monotone on a mic. That would be the last thing that you'd want to see or hear from me. I'm full of BS. Yeah. There is that aspect. But you know the saying, if I can't dazzle you with brilliance, I'll baffle you with, and I'll let you fill in the rest. Who came top 4 in men's single open? I'm not sure, Tyler, but you can check that out. It is in the final brackets. Any of the brackets are available on CompuSport. You'll be able to follow along with your favorite team, go back, see who won singles events, whether that's in the Open Intermediate, the Advanced, the Masters, ladies, all of those things. So really, really great resource is on CompuSport, and that'll be under the WCVNEA. All is a type of 2-masted sailboat. Interesting. Did not know that, Gary. Oh, I get a score update. 104, 113 cash money. 104, 113. It is tight, y'all. 9-point different. 9 points different. And this is game 14-15. Why did they not do single 9-ball? I'm not sure. It's probably because of the number of entrants. There are a lot of people in the room. The WCVNEA is a very, very well-known event, and there are a lot of people that come out to this, kind of using it as a warm-up for all of the other events that are coming down the line, right? You've got CCS Penticton coming up. I believe that's next weekend. We've got CCS Niagara Falls. That's coming up. We've got ACS Vegas, VNEA Vegas, BCA Vegas, APA Vegas. A ton of pool coming up. So people kind of get into these events as warm-ups to go to something else. For us, it's a regular tour stop for Q Sports Live. And for those that are new, well, I'm going to ask the question. We've got 200 on Facebook right now. I can't see how many I've got on Facebook, or sorry, on YouTube. But if you're new, let me know. Let me know if you're a first-time viewer to Q Sports Live. I'm going to give you a shout-out on the stream. is Mr. Pittman? I'm not too sure. You know what? I didn't get to see who just won that last match. Maybe somebody can help me out there. I had my nose in the comments. Trying to figure out why my YouTube won't load comments. Steve lost 6-10. Thanks, Janine. And that should bring out racks number 16. So we are getting down to the nitty-gritty. 13 points separate the two, but it's not a lot. It's not a big cushion. Every ball counts, every point counts. It is Murphy's Law. I am all on my own. I am the lone wolf, and that'll probably be most of the day. Ryan's team is playing, Ben's team is playing. I didn't play in the team event, so it will be me for the majority of today. Yes, it definitely could be 10-7. I thought it was 10-6, but it could be. I'll go with you. So now only 12 points separating JJ's Boys and Cash Money. You are watching the 2020 WCVNEA, Cambridge Hotel, Red Deer, Alberta, in Canada. 145 on YouTube. That's good. 350 people total. For my YouTubers, I will figure out why this thing will not load comments on my next shutdown restart. Otherwise, I have a spare hammer in my truck, and I will fix it one way or the other. 8-ball for the win. It is off the horn and into the pocket. And Cash Money. Nope, that's JJ's. She's getting down to the nitty-gritty. This should bring out rack number 17. Only 5 points now separating these two teams. It is coming down to it. We'll jump over to the other table. And I believe this is Cash Money at the table. Shooting low ball. 7-ball is really the only issue on the table. I believe it passes the 11 down to the bottom left-hand corner, if, of course, he can get there. Should be able to get there here. Oh, not sure he wanted to be there. That's going to make it a little more difficult. These have been very, very close matches, and you know what? I'm going to say this. As you guys have kind of become accustomed to on Q Sports Live, we like to showcase all calibers of play, whether you're open, intermediate, whether you're advanced, masters, men's, ladies, doesn't matter. But I'm going to give these guys some kudos for being an open intermediate team. They shoot pretty darn sporty. Stuff I like to see. So, I mean, you can tell that, you know, both of these teams, whether it's JJ's Boys or Cash Money, both of these teams have put some time in. They've put in some work on the table. Touchy little shot here. Would love to end up just beyond that 12 ball, even pushing the 12 out of the way. Gotta get behind, not behind, get beyond. Beyond the 12. Beyond the 12, you were golden. It is now virtually in jail. And looks like he's gonna run and get the short stick. And same type of jump shot we saw earlier, where you've got to get that cue ball up and over and down really, really quick. This is having the makings of coming down right to the very last game. Wow. Gets the hit and sticks it in the pocket. Gets just a touch of love from the pool gods by that cue ball not dropping. And he has left some distance. Fairly easy safe. Let's chip that 10 ball. Just chip the 10 on the bottom side, leave it behind that 10 ball. Right, the temptation here is because you're close and you want to get caught up. And I mean, rightfully so, everything does go. Everything's got a pocket. But you're shooting out of the pocket, and it's a little bit tough. Now, better on the flat cats that they're playing on. The flat cat does lend itself a little bit better than the former Valley tables. But the temptation is to try to run out. And in this spot, shooting out of the pocket, I favor the safe play. So kind of went for the two-way shot. 13 ball and left it safe in case he missed. Very well played. But it could have gone really, really wrong there, but he put a nice stroke on it. Although even if he played that a little bit harder, he would have left a hit on the 7, but I don't know if he would have had a make. Maybe the back bank corner. Yeah, really, really nice shot for sure. It was the weight of that shot that made that shot really nice. Ooh. He just missed that 7 ball. He did not miss that by much. That will be ball in hand. JJ's boys can bring it within 2. Within 2 points if he can run out here. And again, everything goes. Everything's got a home. It's control the rock. Control that cue ball. So I think I'm probably going to play the 13-11. And then, depending on the angle here, I'm probably just going to draw the 11 for the 15 ball. then play the 10, and then the 12-9 leads me really naturally and easy to that 8 ball. I definitely want to get rid of that 15 as quickly as I can, and I don't want to be positioning. Well, I guess you could position the 8 ball off of the 10 ball, given the position of where the 8 ball is. But this is the other reason that I kind of wanted to get rid of that 15 right away. Because now shaping it off the 9 ball is difficult. Shaping it off the 10 ball is difficult. Right, if he'd have taken that off of the shape with the 11, just a nice little touch draw off that 11, he was into the 15 on the side pocket. Does 15 pass the 8? I don't know if it does. You might have to play a chip safe here. Chip off the top side of the 9 ball. Cue ball off that end rail and kind of end up on the side rail, maybe second diamond up. Oh, he goes for the make and gets really unlucky with a rub on that 7 ball. I think he snookered himself on the 15. And if he is snookered on it, he's where he wants to hit is into the top side pocket. So he might have to long kick this. Yeah, hold on 1 second here, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Just had the score updated with Mr. Pittman came and updated. So there is your score. It is 120, 136, and I believe the 18th game is out. So 17 and 18 are out right now. Ball in hand. So they're up 16 with 2 as of right now. This 8 ball could seal the deal. Cash money over JJ's boys. And that is, I believe, game, set, and match. It was 126, 146, with 18 and 19. And that is it. They are walking over, shaking each other's hands. Well done by Cash Money. It was 121 a minute ago, but I was wrong. They came over and corrected me on it. So that is your final score, 126-146. Cash Money over JJ's boys. I am going to do a quick shutdown, restart, go check the weather real quick. I'm going to try to set up the picture-in-picture screen, and hopefully I can get the comments back on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, guys, make sure you've gone on to the Q Sports Live Facebook page. to hit the like button or go onto our YouTube channel and subscribe. That way when I come back, you'll be notified. You can jump in with me again. Don't go far. We'll be right back, and I'll bring you some more action from the 2020 WCVNEA Championships here in the Cambridge Hotel, Red Deer, Alberta. On behalf of myself, Grant, and the rest of the Q Sports Live team, I appreciate you hanging out with me. We will be right back. You're not going to want to miss this next match. It's going to be a gooder. See you back here in a few, guys.